There is a special significance behind the doors that line this corridor. The Zenith concepts of product integrity, the basic conscience of a company that for over 36 years has been successfully building a lasting and satisfying relationship with the consumer public. Behind them are to be found a multitude of examples reflecting the extra searching, added planning, and more purposeful direction that Zenith exerts to bring better and still better products into being. Here a door is opened, revealing a world of research that the ancient alchemists could only dream of. Here, research physicists make molecules, atoms, and electrons give up some of their tightly held secrets. The realm of solid-state physics may seem only remotely connected with the practical business of making better electronic products. But basic research conducted in the cold, objective atmosphere of pure science results in such improvements as more effective chemical phosphors for picture tubes and new developments in transistors that will help bring closer the exciting world of tomorrow. Powerful X-rays bombard a sample of common salt, strangely enough changing it into a phosphor. And it is such knowledge of the atomic structure as this that may well lead to improved phosphors for even better television tubes. To facilitate careful study of the salt sample, the helter-skelter movement of molecules is greatly slowed down by the super freezing of liquid helium, 450 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Important magnetic properties of the salt can be analyzed with this giant electromagnet. Such research by Zenith scientists provides new knowledge, helps create new radio and television wonders to greatly enrich our lives. Knowledge in itself is apt to be useless unless applied to practical, constructive purpose. And the seemingly distant and obscure benefits of basic scientific investigation would never come into being were it not for the many activities taking place behind other doors along this long corridor. In research engineering, many areas of scientific knowledge start their translation into practical new materials, processes, and designs. And here, too, the intangible element of product integrity finds expression in the development of better design from basic theory and creative engineering. It is here where consumer needs are measured against the present knowledge of science, where the two are resolved into specific product research and design projects. What was abstract science and complex mathematical formulae begin to take shape and substance in the advanced engineering laboratory. The research engineer is a tireless investigator, possessed with boundless intellectual curiosity, and above all, endowed with that priceless requirement for progress, imagination. But the rewards of diligent research are great indeed, for here in the creative atmosphere of science, Dr. Robert Adler designed the 6AR8 color separation tube. Two of these 6AR8 color separation tubes are used in color television. Here is how one of them works. A reference oscillator in the receiver, carefully synchronized with the transmitting station, sweeps the electron beam back and forth, oscillating it at a rate of 3.5 million times a second. Equal amounts of current arrive at the red and green plates. Now a signal comes from the transmitter. The beam becomes stronger when it strikes the red plate, weaker on the green, and a red area is painted on the picture tube. An instant later, the transmitted signal is reversed in phase. The beam is now stronger whenever it goes to the other plate, and green appears on the picture tube. The amazing 6AR8 color separation tube is just one example of a concrete electronic advance made possible only by the confluence of ideas and investigation in the long corridor at Zenith, the spectacular development of color television. With a core of color TV scientists working day and night, Zenith is revealing its confidence in the role that color TV will play in tomorrow's market. For that reason alone, Zenith is devoting a great deal of time and effort to color television. Born also in Zenith research laboratories were such outstanding electronic developments as the famous fringe lock circuit that introduced locked-in picture stability, the amazing three-stage walking IF amplifier that automatically adjusts for best picture and sound, the patented and exclusive intercarrier FM sound takeoff coil that contributed greatly to both sound and picture clarity. And here is the greatly improved TV integrator circuit, only a fraction of the size of the old conventional circuit it replaces. The rewards of creative research result in countless advances in better and still better performance. But production requires skilled engineering too, for the same essentials of quality and integrity are to be found here, where the blueprints provided by advanced engineering are integrated into the thousands of varied and complex manufacturing processes that result in a single, smooth-flowing industrial unit. 3,550 picture tubes every day. 62,000 television receiver tubes every day. 30,000 radio tubes every day. Moved along to locations of production and assembly through automation and standardized production methods. By overhead monorails, by gravity conveyors, by belt conveyors, by slat conveyors, by tow bayers. Yet the skill of the individual is an important element in many stages of production. And at Zenith's 4 plants, it is the skill of many thousands of individuals working as a team that helps finalize electronic products of recognized integrity. Every day, 1,250,000 intricate connections made and soldered by hand. Every day, 160,000 intricate connections made and spot welded by hand. Deft and nimble fingers producing enough television tubes alone in a month to fill over 100 boxcars, a freight train over a mile long. The word quality is used to describe many of the products that pour from America's assembly lines. But quality is only a word unless its meaning is demonstrated and given significance through actual performance. Zenith believes that statements about quality are meaningless unless this precious element of product integrity is established and maintained by deliberate design and with scientific precision. The absolutely vital element in all stages of Zenith production is quality control. In Zenith products, quality represents the achievements and continued maintenance of the highest design and performance standards. This quality control begins when incoming parts are subjected to tests to determine if they meet and will continue to adhere to the rigid standards demanded by Zenith engineers. A typical important quality control test is on Zenith temperature-compensated condensers to assure they maintain their rated capacity under varying temperature conditions. In fact, Zenith's insistence on an extra margin of quality and the measures adopted to ensure this quality have been greatly responsible for the ever-increasing performance standards throughout the entire industry. Here, one finds phonograph cartridges being carefully checked for response in 1,000 cycle steps. And this is but one of the measures taken to assure the high-quality sound reproduction for which Zenith phonographs are famous. All parts are subjected to a battery of vigorous tests. For example, analysis of the highly magnified contours of a phonograph stylus leads to new developments that prolong record life and improve the fidelity of sound reproduction. FM tuning requires extreme accuracy and stability. Otherwise, the sound drifts off into distortion. This test is an assurance that when a Zenith set is once tuned, it will not drift, but stay locked in to the station frequency. Still another important test is on selenium rectifiers. Here, samples are subjected to the withering heat of 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 200 hours. This test assures that the set will have adequate, uniform rectified power despite widely varying operating temperatures. Exacting sensitivity tests on Zenith's power bullseye turret tuners are still another important quality control function. For this is a component largely responsible for the ability of Zenith TV receivers to produce outstanding TV pictures from weak signals, a TV signal distance getter for Zenith owners living far from transmitting stations. Quality control at Zenith is a vast and never-ending function, reaching into every area of production and assembly. At any time, a completed unit or series of units may be drawn from the regular production line for critical inspection. This is quality assurance that everything possible has been done to obtain customer satisfaction. Here, a completed television chassis is undergoing a test to measure it against the critical performance standards Zenith has set up to protect its customers. This booth is specially constructed and equipped to simulate receiving conditions at varying distances from the transmitter. 50 miles, 75 miles, 100 miles. Picture brilliance, contrast, and definition of the production line receiver must at least equal the engineering standard of the master set. Even though all Zenith television receivers are precision instruments built to exact tolerances and specifications, each must also be rugged enough to withstand much more abuse than they would normally be subjected to in the home. Here, the glass safety screen is subjected to a violent impact test. Even in the final stages, after sets have been crated for shipping, the quality control engineers continue to select random samples for further testing. For nothing can be left to chance. For instance, A Zenith set must be able to withstand the shocks and vibrations of shipping conditions to eliminate any possible performance difficulties when it reaches the Zenith dealer or his customer. Yet, with Zenith, the element of product integrity does not even stop at the shipping room door. This pattern of unceasing vigilance leads to still another doorway down the long corridor. Behind this doorway are found still more important clues that indicate Zenith's feeling of responsibility to the buyers of its products throughout the world. Television is being enjoyed by an ever-increasing number of people throughout this great land. From coast to coast, rural as well as urban areas may now benefit from this relatively new medium of electronic entertainment. Yet there are still marginal or fringe areas where quality reception is difficult or even impossible for conventionally designed sets. Just off the production line, a Zenith TV set is loaded aboard a specially designed test truck to be connected alongside competitive models for side-by-side comparison. An exceptionally bad fringe area is selected for a series of rigorous tests. The nearest TV station is 100 miles away. Picture stability is of particular importance because it is here in weak signal fringe areas where electrical disturbances, as from ignition systems, can unlock some conventional picture synchronizing circuits. This is actual photography, proof of Zenith's sensitive distance-getting performance. Besides sensitivity tests, comparative information is also gathered on picture brightness, contrast, and stability. Despite heavy auto-ignition noise, Zenith's noise-immune fringe lock maintains rock-like picture stability under the most trying conditions. But there is still another area that presents a problem to some TV sets. It is the so-called overload area, where television signals are so strong they can cause serious picture and sound interference. Here, strong TV signals have disrupted the circuits of a competitive model, causing cross-modulation and the reception of two TV channels at the same time. Zenith television instruments are engineered to prevent this overload condition. It is the job of the field testing group to beat trouble to the punch. An ever-increasing problem for some TV sets originates with radio signal interference, such as caused by the rapidly expanding two-way radio services. But as in the case of radio amateurs, criticism of radio signal interference is often unwarranted because of inadequate filtering in the TV set. Zenith's advanced selective filter rejects radio signal interference under the most grueling conditions. Further proof of Zenith TV radio signal rejection is evidenced by this amazing test. A Zenith TV set working perfectly directly underneath a police radio transmitting antenna. This is all the more amazing when it is considered that the police transmitter is operating in the 40 megacycle band, directly in the TV set's IF amplifier frequency. Most important of all is the fact that the findings of the field testing group are immediately incorporated into production models as recommended engineering changes. And so it is that TV receivers flow to retail dealers throughout the nation with full assurance of all the benefits of intensive research, creative engineering, skillful production, quality control, and critical field testing, culminating in quality performance for the most important individual in the world, the Zenith customer. That is the goal behind all Zenith activities, to bring finer products into being, products in which the consumer may have pride, pleasure, and confidence. This is not the end of the long corridor, and through its ever-increasing doorways, countless new ways will be found in which electronics will enrich our lives. For this corridor is a symbol of Zenith's never-ending quest for the new, the better, and above all, that vital element in Zenith's progress, the fundamental integrity of its products. For that is the way of Zenith.